YNW Melly trial, man. Day 17 is over. It's over. The judge, the defense, and the prosecution are getting instructions on how they're going to instruct the jury right now. So it's over. Case is over. Defense put up one fucking witness, and he got up there and said,
"And do you remember stopping on the side of the road?"
Yes.
Where did you stop?
I don't remember. It's like flashes and blinks, drinking and smoking, so I just know we stopped.
Got a couple questions. Is they doing this shit on purpose? Is they doing this shit on purpose? Because what he's saying, some of what he's saying is not aligning with the evidence. That right there could create a couple questions for the jury, and that could be their path, their thinking to reasonable doubt.
You know you stopped.
Yeah.
And do you remember if that was on a highway?
Not at all.
Okay, do you remember if it was on a divided 4-lane road?
No, man.
Do you remember if you guys were using GPS to get home? Okay, do you remember if you knew the route home?
No.
Okay. Do you remember?
If they pulled over and stopped, and Melly got into the car with him, the other witness, Glass, that testified, why the fuck can't you see him in the car? Would he have seen him in the car if they was all in the car? He's saying that Melly lost his phone. That's how Melly's phone is getting in the car. That's what he's saying. And Melly was at home with them when they got the news of the shooting. I guess it's just going to come down to who is more credible. That did testify, he was comfortable in what he was saying. The things that he was sure about, he was sure about. The things that he didn't know about, he said he didn't fucking know. They don't get the acquittal that they're looking for, they got a good case for appeal. Because there ain't no fucking way. They didn't get up there and put up no experts, but I get that too, so it would have just been battle of the experts. Cars is leaving the studio. They're both going to the same place. Why pull over and Melly get out of the car and get into this car? You did not explain that, so I'm hoping that maybe in their closing arguments, they're going to try to bridge the gap, because that would be my question.
I said he's a rapper, so he's always going to be a rapper.
Okay.
The two cars did eventually split off at some point in time. So they could have been on their way to somewhere else. We don't have these questions. That could be what the fucking defense is trying to do. They're trying to create questions. They're trying to create doubt. Like, it could have happened some other way. And that in itself is reasonable doubt.
That evening driving to the studio?
Yes.
You remember who was in which car?
On the way there, yes.
And you remember who was on each car on the way back?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any threats that were made to anyone that night?
But if Melly got out of that car, he's saying Melly got out of that car, somebody from in that car sent a pin or sent a location to get picked up. Who sent the pin and who sent the location to get picked up if Melly was not in that car? I don't think the prosecution did a slam dunk of putting Melly in the car. They put the phone in the car, but they didn't put Melly in the car. So therefore, I don't think the defense has to explain, well, who the fuck sent the location. That's up to the prosecution. They saying Melly killed these two people and sent the location to get picked up by Frito Bang. I think it's fucking crazy yesterday how they saying they had 13 other suspects. 13 other suspects. They didn't interview none of them. They didn't interrogate none of them. They didn't investigate none of them. 2 of which I heard was unidentified. They don't even know who they are. I think that shit is fucking crazy. And I think it's even more crazy that the 4 guys that was in the red Mitsubishi truck that left the studio with them, they were not interviewed. You mean to tell me that the 4 guys who were with them that could have been witnesses to what happened, you mean to tell me you did not ask them any questions? I think the fucking detectives, the whole police department, whoever investigated this, they completely missed the fucking mark, man. They completely dropped the ball. How did you not get a search warrant for their house? It's either one of 2 things. It's either 2 people that got killed that live in this house, we need to go search for evidence, or it's 2 people who we saying killed them and we need to go in this house and look for evidence. How could you not get a search warrant to their house? Present assumptions to the jury saying that, oh, these satchels that they were carrying may have had guns in them, but we ain't gonna look for the fucking satchels. So we just gonna tell y'all that. We're gonna say Fredo Bang came and picked them up, but we didn't go to his house. We didn't try to pick him up and ask him questions as to where he was that night, or if he was damn near accessory to murder like we're trying to claim. I just think there was a sloppy fucking job, and it's all gonna come down to credibility. It's all, who will the jury believe? No, it might be kind of smart for the defense just to put up just a simple way that we have a witness saying that Melly was not in that car and he actually was home. As is kind of saying that he was in the house at some point alone by himself, but he's not sure about the time. He doesn't know when he was grieving, so he does not know where everybody was at. He did seem, kind of apprehensive. He didn't remember too much, and you could tell that he did not want to be there. But with
I said he's a rapper, so he's always gonna get perfect.
Okay.
he was very comfortable. He was absolute. He was sure. So it's going to come down to whether the jury believes his testimony or not. He did get up there and corroborate the sharing of the phones. I thought that was a couple points for the defense.
We all use this phone sometimes. We all use each other's phones.
So you would use his cell phone? Why?
Talk to females.
What kind of people you got into that jury? You got some people that's going to feel like, somebody has to pay for that. So what we don't have, we can somehow try to piece together. Or I'm just going to use my common sense. And then you're going to have some people that's on that jury that's going to be like, this is the evidence that we have presented before us, and this all we can use. But you can't tell people not to use their common sense. You can't tell people not to use their opinion, their bias. That's what they're going to do. They're fucking people. Who the jury feels more reliable. I think this was the best prosecutor. She damn sure didn't slam it in home. Substantial evidence, but people get convicted on circumstantial all the fucking time. People get convicted of less. Thursday, we're going to have closing arguments, and I do think it's crazy that the prosecution is going to have the last word, and I think that's going to be the last thing lingering in the jury's mind when they go in there to deliberate. So the defense, they might be in fucking trouble, man. I still got questions just on the outside looking in. But then that might help the fucking defense, The jury might have questions as well. Man, comment down below how you think it's going to end. How you think it's going to end for him? He getting out? He going to walk? Or is he going to fuck the jail? Let me know. Comment down below. He going to fuck the jail?